Many visitors come to Baxter State Park for the hiking, but there are other ways to explore the spectacular wilderness. Paddling is a great way to get a view of the surrounding mountains and get closer to the fishing action. It's also one of the best ways to see wildlife in the park, especially Maine's iconic moose. Just remember to keep a respectful distance from all wildlife. Aaron Megquier is Executive Director of Friends of Baxter State Park.
So if you hold out your thumb at arm's length in front of the animal, if you can see any part of the animal extending out past the edges of your thumb, then it means you're too close. And another way to tell is if the animal changes its behavior in any way because of your presence, then you're also too close.
Always check the weather before you head out. On a breezy day, larger lakes and ponds can get very choppy. Don't head out if there are thunderstorms in the forecast, and immediately return to shore if you hear thunder or see lightning. And if you're a beginner, start on a smaller pond like Daisy or Kidney, where help is nearby if you get in trouble. Rental canoes are available at all waterfront campgrounds and many remote ponds. The cost is $1 per hour or $8 for the day, and payment is by cash on the honor system. Waterfront campgrounds have canoes and kayaks for use on a first-come, first-served basis. Backcountry campsites usually come with their own canoe. Day-use canoes at outlying lakes and ponds are usually locked and require a key, and you can pick up a key at the gatehouse or from the nearest ranger station.
And that is so that if you've walked a mile or two to get to a pond, you can be sure that the canoe will actually be there and someone won't already be using it.
You are welcome to bring your own canoe into the park. Just be sure to clean your boat before you leave home to prevent invasive plants from hitching a ride. Motorboats are prohibited except on Matagamon, Webster, and Nesawatahunk lakes. Life jackets and paddles are provided. In campgrounds, you'll usually find them on an enclosed porch. At outlying sites, you'll find a box mounted to a tree with life jackets inside and paddles hanging below. If anyone in your party wears an unusual size, like an infant or young child, you'll want to bring a life jacket from home.
So when you're sizing your life jacket, first of all, you want to make sure it fits and it's sized to you, and that it's snug and it's not loose. And when you lift up on the shoulder straps of your life jacket, pretty hard, it should stay put and it shouldn't ride up on you at all. A lot of people put on their life jackets really loosely because that feels more comfortable for a lot of folks. But if you tip over, when you hit the water, your life jacket's going to float up and come up right over your face, and right at the moment when you need to be seeing where your canoe is, where your paddle is, where your family is, if you're all in the water, all you're going to be able to see is the inside of your life jacket. So make sure it's snug, and you can use these side straps to adjust and pull. Every life jacket's a little bit different, but you want to make sure those are cinched up quite snugly so that the life jacket stays put.
Maine law requires you to have one life jacket for every person in the boat. Kids 10 and under must wear their life jacket at all times, but we recommend that for everyone. You never know when you might take an unexpected swim.
Anytime you're in a canoe, keep your weight toward the center. If you're paddling with someone else or with young children, everyone in the canoe needs to keep their weight toward the center to avoid tipping over. It can take a few minutes to get used to that feeling. And then if you're paddling with multiple people in a canoe, put the larger person in the back. Having heavier person in the front often makes steering much more difficult. So you want the heavier person in the stern and the lighter person in the front, and that will make your lives much easier when it comes to steering. And then finally, if you're paddling a canoe by yourself, when you're in the stern seat of a canoe, the bow is often up in the air, the stern is down deep in the water. If it's at all breezy, the bow will be blowing around in the wind, and canoes are actually really tippy when only the stern is in the water and the rest of the canoe's up in the air. They're much tippier, and you're much more likely to tip over and capsize.
To the middle.
Yeah, so you can actually spin these canoes around, so you're facing backwards and sit in the bow seat facing the stern, so backwards in the canoe, and that puts your weight much closer to the middle of the canoe. A lot of people use that as a trick when you're paddling solo.
Maine law also requires you to have at least one sound-producing device in the boat with you, such as a whistle, as well as a headlamp or flashlight if you'll be out after dark. And when you're done paddling, return the boats, life jackets, and paddles to where you found them. return the key if you board one, and pay your rental fees at the nearest ranger station or gatehouse. For more information, please visit the Friends of Baxter State Park website. I'm Bill Green of the Friends Board, and we look forward to showing you how to Baxter.